Hey, what's up? This is bbychronix. I'm here doing my 416 interview. Everyone go check me out.
What made you start creating music?
So I've always kind of had a passion for music my whole life. My dad was a drummer growing up, so I kind of had like a soundproof room type thing in my mom's house. So I always kind of had a practice space, so I was doing that a lot. That kind of started like really young. Like I'm talking like 8, 9 years old. I was already like mad into music. But then I started getting into the EDM scene and like DJing. So that's what like really made me be like, yeah, I want to get FL Studios and start making like EDM music at the time. Like I was like 11. So I cracked that fell off of Google, started working, and it's over time I transitioned into making beats. Beats didn't end up working out. Like I wasn't getting the placements or amount of traction that I wanted. So I started just making my own music and we're here now.
How long were you creating beats for before you started like creating music?
I'd say like 5 years, probably, yeah, like 5 years. Straight production.
And I know in your Spotify bio it says you've been creating music since like 14. Was that like kind of like the first instance that you were like taking it seriously, or did you start taking it seriously later?
Yeah, so like that. So when I say that, like for the 14 age, it was hard for me to put a number on that when I was like putting out my bio, right? Because I've been inspired to do music for like my whole life. But I'd say 14 was like when I officially was like, yeah, I'm gonna start uploading music like on YouTube or on Soundcloud, blah blah blah. See, so I started taking it seriously as like an artist.
A quick side note before we get into next thing, I was looking at your Spotify, right? Have you ever noticed that your top monthly listeners, none of them are in like Canada? They're all in like the US and Latvia and stuff.
Yeah. See, now that's what I mean because like I said, I didn't want to go outside. Like I've built really good to be able to talk to people online. So like I've really built connections just through Instagram and through DMing people and just putting myself out there that like a lot of my fans are from the States or from LA or from Florida and stuff like that because like I was really trying to push myself into like the underground scene in America because it was popping at that time. So that's where we are.
So then because then you remember how you said that you really pushed everything off like social media and stuff. Does that mean like you weren't really like, I don't want to say like outside, but like you weren't like in the like city networking or anything like that?
Yeah, no, like I wasn't like at all. Like that's when I meet people now, like a lot of them are surprised that I'm from here. You know, I wasn't tagging my location. I wasn't saying I'm in Canada, I'm in Toronto, and like that's on my own fault. I really wish that I was like pushing for the country more because I think that's a good niche to have as an artist. 'Cause I'm from here. I've been here my whole life. You know what I mean? It's a really good thing to have on my back. I'm a Canadian artist, so I really try to push that now. But 100%, I can say like I wasn't. No one would know where I was from. I was really just trying to push my music with my sound and my image more than like having that be my thing, that I'm a Canadian artist or I'm this or that. I was just trying to be, I'm baby, this is my music, like me. So I was just really trying to push it, you know?
All right. Where did most people assume like where you were from?
A lot of people assume I'm from LA. But that's honestly though, that's because I have the old Yeet and Can Can song. So like I have a feature with Yeet and a feature with Can Can from like 2019, and that's where they were at that time. So like a lot of people that found that was like my first little buzz and traction. So like a lot of people just automatically assume I'm from there because of those songs.
Okay, I want to move on to your rap name. Yo, am I saying it right? Baby Chronix?
Yes, Baby Chronix. Yeah,
How'd you come up with that name?
my actual name is Onyx. So the Chronix part is just my name, and like I've always kind of been a stoner man. I've been smoking weed my whole life, so like that's the Chronix part. Chronic, Onyx, Chronix, and then I don't know. The baby has a couple different meanings. Like the bitches be calling me baby, so you know that I had to put that in the name. But also like my mom just always told me that like I'm always her baby. You know what I mean? So like, I'm very much a mama's kid, man. I do this shit for my family, so that's a big thing. Like at heart, I'm always a kid. I think that's more what it means, regardless.
Now I want to hop into like or dive into more of your like your music. What's like your creative process like when creating a song?
Honestly, man, like it all has to do with the beat. Like the second I hear that beat, if I know like yeah, this is it. I record at home 95% of the time. So like if I'm home and I hear a beat that I'm on, I'm instantly like, yeah, I gotta go record right now. Like, see, I'm not the guy. I can't record at one session and finish a song the next day. Like, I gotta lock in. I gotta do that song from start to finish right there, right then. I usually find the beat, go sit down at my computer, have my headphones on, and write it as I'm working on the song. So like, it's very much an in the moment thing for me, at least.
Are you more of a freestyler, or do you like to write?
I'm like an in between, like if it makes sense. Like I freestyle, but at the same, I'm writing what I'm saying at the same time. So that if I need to redo anything, I'm not like messing up my words or having issues. So like everything that I'm doing is freestyled, but by the time I'm done the song, it's all written. If that makes sense.
Seeing as you were a producer before you became an artist, do you like create your own beats to like make music over? And like, if so, like how picky are you?
So funny thing about that is like I took a break from beats like since I've really been focusing on like the Baby Chronix image and pushing my artistry. I've taken a break from it, but like recently I've really been like 2024. I'm back on my production stuff. Like I've been sending out a lot of beats. I can't say to who yet, but you'll probably be hearing some songs coming out from some Toronto artists produced by me. And I'm also working on like a self project, something coming eventually that I'm making all the beats for.
Are you still make me beats then? I'm assuming, right? Because you just said.
Yeah. I started back up this year, but like I've always, it's not, you don't lose it. You know what I mean? Like you always have it in you.
Let me ask you, because I've never made a song, nor have I ever created a beat. What's like the kind of like balance between? How do you find like the balance between that, like creating beats and then making music? Is there like a problem with that or anything, an issue or not?
The only issue I encounter with that is like I'm very much like a perfectionist, and I look at my art and I nitpick it, right? I've always been like that. So like if I make a beat and then I go to make a song on it later, I usually have trouble using my own beats because I'm like, I remember what it looks like on FL Studios. You know what I mean? Like I'm still thinking, oh, I could have done this melody better. I could have done this better because I made it. So like personally, I've always just been more comfortable using other people's beats because I can't change that. You know what I mean? Like I got it the way it is. I liked it and I did it. When it comes to beats, like I sat there and I spent 2 hours making that, and it's still repeating in my head. So like just a it's a bit of a different process. I guess I judge myself when it comes to that.
Okay, and then in your Spotify bio, it says Baby Chronix lyrics not only portray the rockstar life he lives, but also the reality and adversity, sorry, he's faced along the way. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, of course. So like, man, I feel like right now I really be living that rock star life. Like I barely be home. I'm be outside every single night. I be out here. He's making moves, networking constantly. You know, he's living it up. But it took a lot to get to this point. Like I've had to put a lot of sacrifices with like personal relationships and with my family, and just knowing that like I had this on lock and truly believing in my own image to be able to push myself to the point that I even am now. So it's just it's been a rocky road, but we're living it up now. I guess that's the best way to kind of put that.
I bet. And then going back to your Spotify bio again, you say that you had like a lot of inspiration from like the early SoundCloud underground scene. Who in like particular inspired you?
This is like a good. I'm gonna have to give you like three or four honestly because there's a decent bit that really got me. So like I'm a Cardi fan, like diehard. I loved Cash Cardi in the start. Like I loved the early SoundCloud. I loved the early Uzi. Like, I was there for all that when it was dropping in 2016. But I also like I really was a big Peep fan, and I was a really big X fan. Like I really liked that emotional music. That was a big part of my life. Like I think a lot of people they go through dark times in life. Everyone goes through things, and they helped me a lot through that. So they're definitely pioneers to it, and they're definitely a big influence to like. If you go through all of my music, there's definitely a few more emotional sounding songs further down, and you can definitely tell the influence from there.
And then since you're located out of Kitchener, what's the music scene out there like? Or is there any?
It's starting to get its grips. Like I'd honestly say now, like there's starting to be more shows coming around. Like AJ Rust, that's a promoter out of here. He's been throwing events and bringing like Toronto artists here, and he's trying to get like the scene bubbling here. So it's doing its thing, but it's got a long way to go. 100%. Like it's not in the same ballpark as Toronto. That's why you'll find me out there a lot. but it's got the structure. We just gotta put the footing there, you know.
And then I want to ask you like what's your advice for any artists in the industry coming in?
The only thing that can make you fail in this industry at all is giving up. Man, just believe in yourself and believe in your craft and just push it and believe it to the point that you're almost crazy. Like everyone around you is gonna think you're weird because you're constantly like, oh, this is my dream, this is this, or you're always listening to your own music or always working on this or that. But it'll all make sense at the end of the day to them when your goal works out and everything happens for a reason and what's meant to happen is gonna happen.
Could you also like give your advice as to like what would you rather have people who are just coming in or who people who are in the industry? Would you rather have them like network over social media like you have or have them like or think it'd be better if they were like really in the city they're from?
Be outside. I'm telling you, man. Be outside, everybody, for real, please. I want to meet all y'all. I want to meet everyone. Be outside. Networking is so important to just, man, because at the end of the day, there's so many people online doing the exact same thing, chasing the exact same goal, and a lot of people taking advantage of people doing the exact same thing. And the only way that you're gonna know who's solid is meeting them face to face and being able to have a man-to-man conversation. So honestly, I'm just saying, be outside. If you want to make this work to like a serious level, you have to.
I bet. And then lastly, bro, any new projects people should look out for?
No one knows about this yet, so you're the first, man. Baby Time is gonna be coming this summer. It's gonna be coming in July. It's gonna be my actual first album. It's gonna be 10 songs. It's fully executive produced by my bro from Ukraine. So we bring in, man, global music. It's about to be crazy, man. Y'all ain't ready. I'm telling you, Baby Time, man. It's almost the season.
Is it any features or just you on it?
I have 1K Dev. He's a Toronto artist. He's on it. So I have 1K Dev is on it, and there may or may not be a couple videos on the way during our rollout for this. So just keep your eyes open, man. Everyone's gonna remember Baby's name. I'm telling you.
With the way that I'm dressing, she see me and I leave it breathless. And make some July step in. I need to get me some medicine. I'm rolling up gas for the stress.